Hey, Joe here, Profit First Reseller. I got a whole bucket of Skylanders to list right now, so I'm gonna sit down with you. We're gonna go over some comments, and I'm gonna use some AI tools probably as well to kind of come up with some lots and pricing ideas, and also make sure that I'm not missing anything as far as valuable Skylanders here. But this is a bin of Skylanders from our family's collection that we have verified with my wife and my kids that these are all duplicates or characters that we don't want anymore. So I'm gonna get these things listed. So in the past, I think what I'm gonna do this time as well is I just sort them by the base, and that kind of allows you to separate them by which game they correspond to. So I'm gonna be doing that while I kind of chat about some recent comments. And again, just thank y'all for all the just insightful and kind comments, man. I just personally, I feel very lucky that I feel like I got the best comment section on the internet. So I appreciate you guys. So Camkin81, and I don't remember which set this comes to. This shows what a Skylanders noob I am. I love reading the books with the kids, but actually I haven't played a lot of the games. So I'm gonna set this aside and we'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, it's another color. So I got red, orange, green, and blue for the different base colors so far. Camkin81 says, eBay comes down to do you know where to get good products to sell? If someone had a good supplier, they can make money on eBay. My problem isn't the process that's easy, it's getting products that people want. Like if I had your supply chain, I could also make a lot of money and sell tons of stuff on eBay. It's another one of those who you know, not what you know kind of thing from the start. Yeah, like so much in life, right? When you actually look at it, like it is cool. These stories are inspiring when somebody's able to, pull themselves up by their bootstraps, right? But I don't know, I thought it was kind of ironic actually. I was looking up the original origin of that saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Do you know that was actually first come up with as like a parody? Like of course you couldn't do that when the person that first coined that phrase actually meant it to be an impossible thing, implying that you can't do that. But I think a lot of people missed the joke then and still miss the joke. You can't pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. So yeah, so much of it is who you know, and just internalizing so much of the world around you through your upbringing and your parents growing up and your surroundings or whoever raised you. And I try not to discount any of that. I'm very lucky in that stuff. So yeah, I mean, not that I necessarily knew a lot of people in reselling or electronics or anything like that, but I did have a lot of influences like on YouTube and stuff like that. So oh yeah, this is a new comment from Mayan Karstedt. 2497 said, what about a link to the No Spoiler website? So this is the website that I'm coding with the help of AI in the backgrounds. Let's see if it works here. I clicked a link to it. So let's see if I can pull it up here. So this is what it looks like so far. The style inspiration is the inn from Hearthstone. But the idea is you could select one of these book series, like maybe you're reading the Stormlight Archive, and then you pick the book that you're reading. So here's, each book has a bunch of different chapters. Let's say you're on book 1. And choose your chapter. Maybe you're on chapter 2. And then it would give you a recap in case you want to see it. I'm not going to click that show recap section in case we're going to avoid any spoilers. You can see the characters, the relationships, previously seen in the chapter before, and this is the characters in this current chapter. So just as a way, especially I wanted to create a website, like let's say, for example, you've started a book, you're a third of the way through, and then you didn't pick it up for a few weeks, and it's this epic fantasy, and you've forgotten the names of all the characters. This is an easy way to be able to quickly check up on the progress so far, and who each person is, and a little bit of context, but without any spoilers. So I'm trying to generate each description for each chapter, for each character, to be spoiler free for any information up to that point. So it is very computationally intensive. It's kind of a fun project to try to experiment with online, but that's what I'm doing. So this is the website I've been working on, and it is live. It's at least, it does exist on the internet. So anyway, that's it. Spoilerfreecharacterguide.com. That's something I'm working on. I'm kind of like living life from one Claude usage limit to the next. I keep running out of usage on Claude, which is what I'm using primarily to code my website. So anyway, the Overtyrant, yeah, another comment from the Overtyrant. Awesome. 2620 said, you might now even think of it anymore, but the carpet flooring is kind of underrated for a work surface to be able to just sit down or pivot on your knees. Yeah, does not need knee pads. It's so nice. Yeah. I use my unfinished basement, and it's kind of a bummer that I can't use the floor as a work surface very well. Yeah, I mean, those padded knee pads, I mean, maybe they're a little bit weird looking, but I wouldn't discount them. I think that could actually be really useful. So I got two vehicles here, including the DK. I love how Skylanders has crossovers. So it has Donkey Kong from the Nintendo universe, and it has some Crash Bandicoot characters as well. This is one of those ones. I don't know. It's got a weird base. I'm going to have to set this aside. So we're going to have to do some learning on this together. Thankfully, we have ChatGPT. That's just, I'm paying for 2 different AI services right now, but I keep running out of my usage on Claude, but I'm able to still use ChatGPT in the meantime for more everyday tasks. And Claude is like my coding robot, basically. Yeah, I love being on the carpet. It is so nice. It's a pain sometimes. It takes a lot of cleaning, a lot of vacuuming. I have an army of Roombas, and then we've got our Dyson little rechargeable vacuum as well. But it is really nice to be able to have it. Mr. Exquisite, awesome, said, I did this a couple years ago when they first started doing this, I believe. I did not go to Washington, but eBay did do a good job with inputting all my thoughts and to others, yeah. Awesome, yeah, from Mr. Exquisite. So Mr. Exquisite, another long time commenter on the channel here, and I think an eBay reseller as well for a long time. He was asked also to be part of this eBay government relations team, and so, yeah, I'm excited to hopefully follow up and be part of that as well. Yeah, I was just thinking, I think they got back to me about maybe doing a meeting tomorrow, so I need to respond to the eBay government relations team here. Yeah, Ethan Lupo, yeah, okay, wait. Are we rereading comments now? No, I don't think so. No, we're not. I just read these comments, but we didn't have a reading them. This is like for my last video, right? Yeah, Osborne to Thrift was the best. We should come back to YouTube. Yeah, he was so good. Pitco says, what I like about you is you stand out as your listings favor the algorithm, and they hold a lot of sales history. You just top up your quantities, keeping the sales history intact, which builds a solid listing that will outsell anyone else that comes along and tries selling the same item, etc. Yeah, a lot like what Pegasus Lounge has been talking about, right? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, totally. Thank you. Yeah. I need to reread this book that this next comment is referencing because it's one of my favorite authors, and I think this might be the first book that I read from him, and I don't remember much about it. I think it has influenced my thinking, but I need to go back and read it again. So what Todd of Vegas said was, reader, listen to Fooled by Randomness, which is a bit humbling. People don't attribute luck, good or bad, as a meaningful metric in their lives. You worked hard, and that tends to present more opportunities because you're active and sort of generating your own luck to build on. So, that really is, in a way, like what a lot of the people in the comments were saying, like kind of Helper Stay and some of the others were saying, that you kind of make your own luck by staying in the game and trying a lot of new things. And that does make sense. That does make sense to me. People tend to do well in one field, and then they think they're good at everything they endeavor. So they are way out of their lane and giving advice on things they know nothing about. A good example is tech bros venturing outside of their profession. It's usually a train wreck. You're a humble person. They're very conscious of some of the factors that have led to your success. That humbleness, paired with hard work, produces a really grounded person such as yourself. There's not enough people like you online, sadly. Oh, that's so nice. What a nice comment. Thank you, Todd of Vegas. That's like so awesome. It just like fires me up. And yeah. I definitely want to reread that book. I think I'm kind of, it sounds like that book is a lot of what I'm talking about. I'm just like recognizing the role of luck, but giving yourself more chances does actually, that will definitely increase your odds, right? Interesting. This orange color seems a little bit different to me. This is a red. This is my normal orange ones. So I've got a red over here, normal orange. This one is kind of somewhere in the middle. I'm going to set that aside. I don't know if it might be a fake. It's a very early year, 2012. It might just be an off color of orange, but I'm going to set that one aside. I'm going to ask the AI about that soon. So you have more vehicles here. So yeah, Nassim Taleb is an amazing author, like just so inspiring. You wrote another book that you might have heard of called Black Swan, not related to the movie with Natalie Portman. Anyway, another comment here from Benny Stratton. I got the same invite years ago, back in 2021, before the 1099K was revised to 600, in one transaction. It's all BS, and it is all lobbying for what eBay allegedly wants, just like all the other lobbyists do. It's never about the sellers. It's always about eBay. Just remember that. Same thing happened over on Amazon. They sent a canned email to all sellers asking them to ask our representatives to vote no on a bill that would have helped sellers but weakened Amazon as a company. Oh, there was a huge uproar, especially on the Amazon seller forums. Amazon thought we were all fools. Then we're like, if you have to beg us to do this, then it must going to hurt you as a company more than it's going to hurt us as resellers. This was the bill that would have broke Amazon into smaller companies because they're seen as a monopoly. They would have had to create an Amazon site where they just sell their own products, and then an Amazon marketplace for their third-party sellers. And back then, they were actually saying in these emails, they would send out that there is no places Amazon sellers could go sell. That is how high they are sitting when they think there is the only game in town. Wow. I mean, it sounds like that sounds like really hard. This is a different kind of a base here. I don't know if this is Imaginators or something. Gotta set this one aside as well. But thank you, Benny Stratton. Benny Stratton's left a lot of comments here before, and I appreciate you. And yeah, I don't want to be used, and I did consider that eBay could be using this as an opportunity to use me, but I also thought that if not me, it's going to be someone else, and I think that I'll do a better job than the average person, considering the fact that I think I do have kind of a level head about a lot of this stuff, and I do desire fairness for all resellers, and I have been a small business owner for most of my adult life, so I think I do have a worthwhile perspective. So anyway, thank you, Benny, for your perspective there. Way and Jig says, here in Norway, we can even get by without a printer. Shipping on the biggest marketplace and the biggest shipping providers is mostly based on codes. The post office will print the label. It makes a lot of sense. With how cheap labels are and you just want the consistent printing quality, I wonder if it actually leads to less errors on the post office side if they just print it all themselves. And then Ogul Bilisen, Ogulhan Bilisen, sorry for mispronouncing your name probably, said same in Turkey too, just giving digits to him and it's shown shipped on app. Wow, sounds like a dream. In Turkey as well. So cool. Let's see. Oh, I see. The UPS QR codes through eBay are the same price. Okay, got it. So I thought the QR codes were more expensive. They are the same price if you do QR codes, but you have to come and let them scan the packages one at a time, whereas I just have them picked up at my doorstep. And I don't think you can do that with the QR codes. So makes sense. MKCHD29, again, I think we just have so many amazing people in our comment section. Says, I was invited and went to DC last year. It was an amazing experience. Not only was it exciting to meet other sellers, but also the eBay representatives and all the company hierarchy, including the CEO, got to chat with them and the government representatives. It is definitely a unique opportunity to talk to people designing the company policies. All in all, once in a lifetime experience for sure. So cool. Yeah, love that. Land of 10K Sales says, love your energy, man. Thank you so much. Anthony Solis, thanks for the great video. The Josh Galt, another awesome YouTuber. Oh my God, so close to 10,000 subscribers. I mean, if any of y'all are interested in hardcore eBay reselling content and Josh is also helping to develop one of the AI reselling apps that I think is really interesting right now in the space. Check him out at the Josh Galt, and man, 9.9 thousand subscribers. He's almost there. Way to go, man. So cool. There's Josh right there. I've been on his podcast before. He does a podcast with John Flippin' Ain't Easy and the Bearded Picker called the Profit Playbook Podcast. So anyway, big fan of the Josh Gall. So thank you, man. He says, I was invited to join this team as well. When I responded, they canceled the meeting an hour beforehand, and that was the last I ever heard from them about it. Well, they did cancel my meeting an hour beforehand as well. Weirdly, it was like 45 minutes beforehand. And I'm trying to follow up. They said now maybe we can meet tomorrow. I need to email them right now, but I don't want to do it while I'm recording, but I will do it afterwards. And Renee F. said, this is nuts. Good for you. I can't say I'm really surprised. You're extraordinary. Oh, gosh. Well, that is very nice. Thank you so much. Pretty Hate. Okay, so I think I started off last video with Pretty Hate Machining. So I think I'm going to skip on down. We're going to get down to some other comments that I had addressed recently. I think we got past this. Yeah, I think we're somewhere around here. Love that you talk about caffeine. New subscriber here. That's fun. Yeah. I do love caffeine. Unfortunately, it'd be better to not be dependent on any kind of substance, probably. Cheaper as well. But I do love black tea, you know, kind of like midway through the morning. And then I love a coffee in the early afternoon. Kind of avoid that little energy spike there in the afternoon. And let's see, Fast X4 99 says, if I can get a sourcing supply like his, I would have it effing made. Yeah, I mean, right. Probably. Yeah, probably. If you did everything that I did, yeah, I do. I mean, I have a great life, right? But it takes a lot of luck, and I don't think it could just be repeated by someone else immediately. So that's hard. That's a hard one. Andrew Miller, from a stoner dad to a full-time hustler. Love it. Well done, my friend. You are a success. Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice. Some things never change, and some things get better and better. And like, man, I'm happy where I'm at in life for sure. So, Fast X Ford says, where are you getting your bulk merch? I've glazed the interwebs and nothing. Oh, so that's the same comment, guys, before. I think he left a few comments, and he's like, dude, where are you getting your stuff? And I still need to reply to these comments. I'm still behind on replying here, but at least I can do it over video form first. So again, I've mentioned it before, but I'm not going to explain exactly where I get my stuff. But I think that the key is finding business connections that you can buy in bulk instead of trying to buy stuff piece by piece if you want to turn this into a real business. So that was what I would give you as a recommendation. You're doing good, bro. It's been a while. Yeah, so Paul and Britt, I think he left this comment right before I started with my previous two videos there. And I did take a long break. Just doing some health stuff, and we also took a little vacation. We got more vacations coming up here later on in the summer. But let's see. Yeah, thank you, man. Paul and Britt, always looking out. Good looking out, man. Nervebox says, what you're saying is idealistic. It's like saying communism works. Yeah, sure, on paper it sounds wonderful, but the reality has so many more angles to take into account. One of which is the ruthlessness of human nature. The reality is people don't give a single F about our small businesses. They want their items, and they want them for as cheap as possible. They know that if you don't accept $8 for a $12 item, some shop likely will. And that's how a free market works. It's no different than when you call a repairman, get a quote from him and 10 others, and pick the cheapest one that will still deliver a quality that you'll be happy with. The reality is the market decides the value of our items, not us. People were selling Peter Millar 3 years ago for $25 are more than who were selling Peter Millar 3 years ago for $25 are more than happy to get rid of it now for 10 because the market decided that's what it's now worth. Yeah, you're right. Man, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, really, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't disagree with any of that stuff. I think, yeah, you just gotta let the market decide, right? And I don't think that as a whole, the market, you could say the market maybe doesn't care about you. Oh, this is interesting. It appears to be just a base. I have not seen that one before. But I think that people individually, of course, certainly can care. And so it's about ground up change and starting with the people. So I wouldn't give up on idealistic standards just because as a mass, people tend to act more stupidly, which is true. There's a lot of idioms about that. And people are often smart individually, but are not as smart when they're acting in a large group. Well, that's why a lot of movements start on the individual level and kind of move from the ground up. So maybe here I am talking idealistically again. I can't help it. Maybe that's who I am. Yeah, same guy said, well, if I can source a Gaylord pallet of electronics to ship to my driveway, life will be better. Well, I mean, no, nothing's shipped to my driveway, but if you pay enough money and you call enough people, you can get stuff on a truck. So, I mean, it's anything's possible, but it doesn't mean it's easy or good or profitable just because you paid a bunch of money to pay extra to also, you know, have people negotiate trucking or whatever that it's all extra money, right? It's just all extra hassle. So it's not easy. My profit margin's around 25 to 28%. That is a number that I can answer for you. So if I do $1,000 in a day, I'm looking at $250 to $280 of profit, just as like quick and easy round numbers. So let's see. Hashman said, where can I find the full video? Oh my gosh, I'm so bad about getting back to these people. Here's another fun one. This is a Bowser, another crossover character. And I don't know where he goes. He's going to go over here for now. And let's see. Dominic Stankiewicz said 2670 says, how do you get all this stuff? Garage sales estate. Yeah, just direct business relationships, like I've said. Dominic Evans, sorry, I got to go back one. I skipped one, said, love the start of this. Yeah, this is such a fun interview with Tech. He is great. Ian Learns says, I see when you were selling your Wii, you keep saying profit, but what were your expenses and the cost you bought your Wii for? That would be your profit, not the price you're selling the Wii for. Yeah, I was subtracting that because that's honestly impossible to calculate in my business. So that's why, oh, this unfortunate guy is broken. I set this guy aside. Yeah, so that isn't profit, right? That was just the net after those expenses that accounted for, but I did not have my cogs in there as well. That's true. I'm not getting this stuff for free. Thank you, Ian Learns. Are you on YouTube? No, that's a great profile picture. It's so cool. Dryden Flips says, great insights as always. Thanks. Yeah, loving Dryden Flips. Loving always hearing from you. Thank you. Mind of Vertigo said, this is awesome to watch and learn. Do you use cashback credit to purchase labels? I find I can make a few dollars that way, although you sell much more than I do. I hope to grow and become as awesome as your business. Thank you. Yeah, so we do use a business credit card to get to get rewards back. So that is very helpful. Awesome. All right, I am done sorting this stuff. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video real quick to also make sure that this video saves, hopefully. And then I'll get back to you in a minute and we'll get to listing this stuff using some AI. What's up? Welcome to part 2. You are in my photo box, obviously, and we're going to do some listing here of these Skylanders. But I want to show you a trick real quick. My phone's been overheating a lot as I'm doing this stuff. I'm recording my screen and all that. So I wanted to show you something. If you go to settings and battery here on your phone, and you go to charging, on my phone at least, there's a charge limit. And so it was at 100% at the top of the screen. I brought that all the way down to 80%. And I think what that's done for me is it allows me to use my phone all day. I keep these batteries here plugged into the phone itself, and that keeps it topped up. But if it's trying to charge a battery that's mostly full, that does create a lot of heat, and then the phone itself is working really hard, and that's creating a lot of heat. So this kind of helps reduce the heat of my phone and keeps it responsive, keeps it taking photos as quickly as I want it. So I've just brought that charge limit all the way down to 80%. It's also better for your battery as well. Anyway, go back to ChatGPT here, and we are going to use ChatGPT to list these Skylanders. So I just grabbed all the Skylanders with the blue bases. I put them in my photo box here, and I'm going to ask our buddy ChatGPT. I just started a new chat here to help us out. So first question, I want to make sure that I'm not missing any big hitters here. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT if any of these Skylanders are worth more than $10 plus shipping on their own. So let's try this right now. So I'm going to take a picture of everything and see if I can get everything included. Okay, and I'm going to say, are any of these Skylanders figures or pieces worth more than $10 plus shipping in value to be sold on eBay, or does it make sense to just sell them in one big lot? Let's see what it says. So hopefully it's able to go through, check the prices of these things, and I'm going to send that in, and we'll see what happens. See, I can feel how hot my phone is right now. I've been working hard, but this battery also creates heat. The wireless charging is not as efficient, of course. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 2, 3, 4, 36, 38, 40, 42, 43, I think. So I'm counting around 43. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm going to have ChatGPT also. All right. So I'm just going to have to ask some specific questions about ones that I see. What about this one? What about this one? Anyone else that I haven't seen very much before? I don't think so. I've seen this girl in a tank a lot, but I've never seen that crystal. So we will see. I can also just search it up on eBay. Might be faster in the meantime. Sometimes eBay is faster, so I'm going to do this. 848178888. Search. No, I'm seeing. Okay, so let's go back here and see what it says here. And ChatGPT is still thinking, so that's a fail for ChatGPT. So I'm going to go ahead and do some research here. A lot of Skylanders. I happen to know this is Swap Force. So I'm just going to get an idea. When I do my price research here, and I want to check ChatGPT here, this is more of an experiment. I want to see what is the price per figure on average. So this one's a lot of 17, sold for $34.95, almost exactly $2 per figure plus shipping. That's a nice hefty shipping amount as well. That one has some nice figures, and that is complete figures. And I have parts and pieces here, so that does matter. Maybe I should put the matching ones on the matching ones. I think that'll actually make this listing make a lot more sense. So if I have the bottom and the top, I should match them, right? That actually is going to simplify this a lot. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but they were all separated before. So this guy is a black one. I don't know what that is from. That's not the Life Torch Emerald Energy. Oh my gosh, not even close. Okay, and I want to ask. Excuse me. Let's see. What does this guy go to? This is where I'm just not sure. I got this guy here. And this guy goes to some kind of purple fuzzy guy. This is some kind of snake and a hawk. I don't think I have these pieces to match. I got one more guy like this. I think that is all I have. I'll put these small pieces up front. I think that'll make it easier to see. All right, so I think I've connected everything that I'm confident about. I think. So I'm missing some bottoms and some tops, of course. Okay, I'm going to look up this one too. Oh, I got to take a picture. I'm keep pushing the wrong button here. Take a picture. That last evaluation was so bad. It did such a bad job. And in the meantime, I'm going to be searching Countdown here. I happen to know Countdown. He's in one of the books that we just finished reading. So I'm going to search his model number here, and then I'm going to be confident that I'm not missing out on anything in this lot, and we can just sell the whole thing as it is. But you never know with Skylanders. Some of these are worth so much money, and I just don't have the knowledge here. So I'm seeing a guy listed for $6.99, free shipping, not sold yet. So that gives me enough information that this is not worth anything. So ChatGPT is still thinking about this figure. Chad is being very slow today. So I think we just need to take some photographs, and then we'll come back to it. So I'm going to take some photographs here, make sure I'm in square mode. And I'm going to take essentially what are my eBay photos. Okay, and then I'll just upload that to ChatGPT. This guy's not even close. ChatGPT's not even close. Man. Black and Silver Night style. Yeah, that's what it is. It's Black and Silver Night style. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I don't think ChatGPT is doing very well. I think the lesson has been don't use ChatGPT for this stuff. I think it's faster to use eBay. So I'm going to do, all right, let's see. I think everything is connected that can be. I don't see the base for this taloned guy. And so I have, now how many pieces do I have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So I'm going to say a lot of 30 plus. I don't think the actual amount matters. So we're just going to do our own here. Or actually, we should search and just go sold similar off of one of those ones that did well. Swap Force, Activision Bundle Mix. Yeah, these are all Swap Force figures. And this is a lot of, I'm going to say 30 plus. 30 plus Activision Bundle Mix. So yeah, as far as counting all these complex figures, giving me a list of model numbers, that would be what I would actually want if I'm going to spend all that extra time. Otherwise, I can just kind of estimate it and say, yeah, it's worth about this on my own. And it seemed like it wasn't even able to identify those characters. It still made more sense just to look up the model numbers one by one of the ones I was curious about on eBay, like I usually do. So in this case, I would say mostly a fail, from ChatGPT. I'm just going to go ahead and take the photos here in the app. Even though I already took all these photos, I just find that this is going to be much easier. And let those start uploading right now. Condition used. I'm going to say shipping is $9.99 on this. And then, so I got 30 plus, so I'm going to go $59.99. Just $2 an item, just like we saw before. Activision bundle mix. Use description. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and say, no, not that. What do I want? Pull up that recent photo, this one. And I'm going to try to give ChatGPT one more time. Generate a detailed eBay item description for my item based on this picture with as much details about the names of the characters as possible. Okay, so I at least want to include some detailed information here. So I'll include, yeah, this generic item description from eBay. But if I can get some of these character names into the description, that's going to increase the searchability. So let's see. No, none of these are right. This is not Weeruptor, and none of these items are right. Yeah, it's just hallucinating. This is worthless. So it's just going to be back to my regular old procedure here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a box. I'm going to put these in for now. And these will get listed into said box with a label. So I'm just going to get some tape, a label, and it's kind of a fun experiment to see what a failure it was to use ChatGPT in this case for eBay listings. It's not quite there yet for these complex listings of the stuff that I'm doing. And some of the lots that it works, it definitely works better on video games. I'm just finding on Skylanders, that was just not working very well at all. So I'm going to have to do the same with this next lot. And I'm going to say the lesson is learned. It is now dinner time. I am late to dinner, in fact. So I'm going to get this item listed. Thank you for joining me, and thanks for this little experiment that was completely failed, but I'm still going to post on YouTube because that's how we roll. We're posting everything here. So thank you for joining me from inside the photo box for this nice little second half, and I'll see you in the comment section. This is Joe. See you next time. Peace.